Hello and welcome to sudoCODE. This is another video in the low-level design series, and I'm going to cover the basic concept of inheritance and polymorphism today. There are varying definitions of inheritance and polymorphism, and the implementation depends on languages, but we will try to understand the basic concepts around inheritance and polymorphism and how actually you can utilize this concept in order to structure your code in a better way in terms of better classes and their respective relations. If you think about inheritance, the basic definition goes back to the parent-child relationship, or basically a child inheriting the attributes of his or her parents. Similar concept we can utilize in terms of classes when we want to establish relationship between different classes if those classes are fulfilling the properties of a parent-child relationship. In the previous video, we discussed the type of relation could be is A or has A. Is if a class A is A class B. That means if the relationship between two classes A and B is of type is A, that means we can apply inheritance there. It is difficult to understand this in terms of A and B, so let's take an example. If you're a foodie, you're going to like this example. Let's talk about breads. Paratha is a bread. Naan is also a bread. Stuffed paratha is also a paratha, but it has some different properties other than normal paratha. Garlic naan or stuffed naan is also a naan, but it has some additional properties other than the plain naan. So it is safe to inherit stuffed paratha from paratha, and it is safe to inherit stuffed naan from naan. Is it safe to inherit paratha and naan from breads? Yes, because they share the similar properties of breads, which consist of a kind of flour, and that flour is mixed with water to make a consistent dough. From this example, you can understand that how you can actually model real-world objects by understanding their relationship. Now, let's talk about one more example. Shapes. Circle, rectangle, square are all shapes. So you can define a shape class and you can inherit rectangle, circle, and square from that shape class. Now think about it. Is a square also a rectangle? Would it be better to make square a child of rectangle class, or would it be better to make square a child of the shape class? Think about it. One can argue that square is also a rectangle, just with the length and the breadth sides are equal. Basically, if both the sides are equal in a rectangle, it becomes a square. But try to go back to your geometry lessons and think about the similarity of rectangle and square with rhombus and parallelogram. Obviously, I don't want to make this a geometry or mathematics lesson, but in reality, square is not actually a rectangle, and it would be wrong to inherit square from rectangle. It would be right to inherit square from the shape. When we will discuss the solid principle, there is one principle, list of substitution. In that particular example, we will again revisit how square is not a rectangle. So this is how you actually model different classes into inheritance, or how you can actually implement inheritance by designing classes in a way so that you understand the relationship between two classes is a relationship, and hence you can inherit the right classes from the right parents. If you want to summarize it in one line, as you go deeper into the inheritance chain, you get more specialized, and as you go upward in the inheritance, it is more generalized, as we just saw in the example of paratha. Now, let's talk about polymorphism. How polymorphism and inheritance are explained together, or how do they go hand in hand? If I have to explain it in one line from the books that I have read and from the concepts that I have understood, polymorphism is actually an implementation of inheritance. Polymorphism from the word itself means that there are different shapes. Poly means multiple and morph means shapes. That there are different shapes or different implementations. So basically, polymorphism is a premise that different objects or different classes can behave in their own manner, but they all inherit from one parent class. Let's try to break this and understand it further. When I say polymorphism means the classes can behave in different ways, that means if you try to send same message or if you try to call same function on different classes, the calling of that function stands true for all the classes, or all the classes would have a definition of that function, but all the classes will implement that function in their own way. Let's see how. If we take the example of the shape class can expose a function area. Now, all the subclasses or the child classes which are deriving from the shape class, like rectangle, square, circle, they all will have different definition of areas. The way the square's area is calculated is different from how a circle's area is calculated. But if someone calls the function area on the shape class, now that instance can be of type rectangle, or can be of type square, or can be of type circle, but still all of them have their own implementation of area which will get invoked, and you will get the right response or the right reply. This whole property where different objects have their own implementation and can behave differently for similar kind of message or same kind of function is the property of polymorphism. Now if you think about it, take a sample code which is actually calling a function which accepts the instance of type shape class. Now, instance of type shape class has a function area. Also, that same function, if we try to send an instance of rectangle or square or circle class to that function, and the function get area is called, that function would be able to call get area function on that particular instance, even though it is the child class instance. So this is the beauty of polymorphism. And again, we will see this principle in action in one of the solid principles, that how this different child classes expose the same function, and the same function can be called from different classes, superclass or subclass, and it behaves in the same way. So this property of inheritance and this property implemented by using polymorphism is actually a really good way to abstract out the real world into the object-oriented classes. Up till here, everything sounds simple, and one can argue that this is fairly straightforward to model different classes in parent-child relationships. But where is the complex part, or where is the hard part? When you actually go on to design real-world systems, you can end up in a situation where you are not able to decide whether you should further complicate your code or further divide your code into more child classes, or you should stop at a point. If you try to model the real world behavior, you might end up with a long chain of inheritance, and you have to maintain that code. The benefit of that kind of code would be that it would actually represent the reality, and it will be very flexible to change. But the downside will be that it will be very complex to manage and maintain, and the more number of lines of code exist in a code base, the more complex it becomes for a developer to hold that. There are a certain number of lines of code that a developer can hold in his or her head at a particular time, and hence we have to be careful about the complexity of code as well. So there is a trade-off between keeping the code simple yet in a way that it represents reality, but also keeping the code flexible so that future changes can be incorporated. This decision comes to you as a designer, where you want to make a trade-off and decide on up to what level of complexity you want to introduce in the code. So this was a brief introduction of inheritance and polymorphism. I have added the reference to the books where these examples are cited. I have added some complicated examples also for you to read more upon them. If any part of this video was not clear, please feel free to add in comments and I will try to address it. Till then, take care. See you in the next video.